No one inspired me actually. It was an incidental move. जब मैंने यूनिवर्सिटी से ग्रेजुएशन किया तो मतलब जो मुझे फर्स्ट जॉब मिली it was accidentally, rather आप इसको fortunate कहें. I jumped into cybersecurity field at that very time back in 2003. तो उस वक्त बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं था कि इतनी promising field हो जाएगी और इतना promising career होगा. At that time it was just accidental move. No one अगर मैं कहूँ तो no one inspired me. It was just like a luck. Just landed up into cybersecurity at that very time, 20 years ago. It's a journey of 2 decades, I believe.
When I started my career, cybersecurity was not on the horizon. I'm basically a software engineer and worked for various offshore projects as well. Then I stumbled upon this course which mentioned that there is an information systems audit field. And I thought that my skill set would be more appropriate to that area. When I started studying it, I got to know that it's a subset or a sub-area or a subdomain of a larger domain of information security. So while programming, I used to know how to secure my application, and then I realized that it's a vast field and I should dive into it.
I think cybersecurity was the need of the day when I was in IT. I'm primarily from the IT side, so there were a lot of questions on the role of security. So IT used to take care of the security themselves, but then I look it as an opportunity for specialization within the security, and then I pursued this career. At the time when I started it, it was not a very rosy picture because nobody understood security, unfortunately. But later on, I think it carried on, and now we have a separate trade, separate business line, which is called cybersecurity or information security. So that was my reason.
My first engagement was with NTC, and during my engagement, there was a cybersecurity incident in Pakistan, whereby the government websites were hacked. And as they were hosted at ComSats, and they asked to move those websites to NTC, where my first job was. So that is how the career started. I was tasked with the job of securing the government websites, which back then were in HTML formats. So I used some basic techniques to ensure that nobody can deface those websites. So that was the starting point. The State Bank, issued regulations regarding information security in 2004, and that is when essentially my career in information security basically started.
I joined National Bank of Pakistan, and at that time they were developing the Department of IT Security, and they were looking for a good resource, and I got the opportunity at that time and transferred to that particular department, and I started learning about information security.
When I started with a finance background, and I worked in banking space, and during my career I started getting interested in the IT field. So eventually I ventured into the IT audit space with certain certifications, and as my interest grew more and I got opportunities on the technology risk side, that's how I accidentally, or probably I would say it was an unguided organic direction in which I was just moving from one space to another space.
I started my career as a programmer. I realized there are a lot of challenges related to writing a code, protecting it, and how the roles are being made, how the overall architecture of a software works. That was a time when security was not that much an issue. So this inspired me to come towards this field.
I was with my uncle and he introduced me to IRC, and that was the very first thing that actually clicked, and I was astonished that the person over there is sitting in America and we are sitting in Pakistan. So wo kis tarah baat kar raha hai? It was very common that people used to tap phone calls, so by just putting a wire in between those lines, so a person can easily hear the conversation between the people. So वो clicked मुझे किया कि यार हम यहाँ से बात कर रहे हैं वहाँ, so is there going to be someone who is going to like put a why here. That was my start of the journey. That one question, that one experience that I saw something happening, and in the midst of it, me asking for a question that how can I, be a man in the middle. That actually, pushed me towards learning the technology, the IT itself, and actually try to find out के weaknesses कहाँ हैं. So this is it.
I've seen that security is always an afterthought. It is not part of the DNA of the organization. And whenever you, God forbid, if someone has a breach or there's a data loss, it is very, very painful. More so, the reputation loss which comes with it is devastating for the organization. We've heard the horror stories where the organizations collapsed just because of reputation loss, because of just data leaks or loss of availability of the services. So that, you can say, that fear actually turned into a motivation for me that we should not give it an afterthought. Security should not be an afterthought, it should be the part of the DNA of the organization, and that's what inspired me.
I still remember way back in 2003 when our network was stressed by a brute force attack, and at that time we didn't know what it was. We thought it was a configuration error or a bug of our software. But luckily, when we identified it, we had another problem. We did not know how to respond to this challenge. And at that time, we realized that information security is something that needs to be looked into, and it's the future. That's how I started.